Give me the countdown.
3, 2, roll.
Okay, that was way too fast. Normally it's 3, 2, 1. Don't rush perfection. That's lesson number 1, kids. What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here, back with another zinger. We spell that with a double Z. In this video today, we're gonna talk about the myth, debunking it, that you need to be a bodybuilder. And don't get upset as soon as I say that. Where some people, it's their identity, where they immediately feel, oh, whoa, you're talking about aesthetics, bro? What do you know, you 13% body fat human being? You've never been shredded lettuce in your life. And that's true, I've never been shredded lettuce, but I know a thing or two about lifting. And what I mean is, I wanna talk not quite, people will say tribalism or tribes, where people get in different categories. They'll identify, self-identify, right? I'm a powerlifter, I'm a bodybuilder, I'm a weightlifter. And recently, like I said before, I'm going to be announcing it at the start of 2019, a really big project, something I'm working on with Dr. Eric Helms, but I've been doing a lot of research into what physical culture is exactly, the true origins of physical culture. So I don't care about this fucking Instagram generation of the last 5 years. You take photos of yourself, congratulations, so do I. Let's throw up the fight or fuck photo, all right? Because you need to know. I don't care just about the last 5 years. I think if you don't study history, not to say that cliche that you're doomed to repeat it, but you'll ignore valuable lessons. And when I say the origins of physical culture, my central point in this video is that there wasn't this fracturing of the different elements of what makes physical culture actually exists. And so I mean aesthetics, performance at the same time. I stated this before, but at the inception of physical culture with individuals like Eugene Sandow, not only did he have a great physique, but he also competed in strongman. In fact, the first Mr. America, and I'm going to talk a lot more about this in 2019, but the first Mr. America essentially was partially a competition where they had to do different feats of strength, so there's strength components to it, as well as a physique show. So they were intertwined. And then if we look at this guy called John Grimmick, who has a great natural physique, he actually was a weightlifter first. In his mind, so he was, and the weight categories were different, he was technically a super heavyweight, even though he was only like 185 pounds, like 5'9", 5'10". But he thought of himself as a weightlifter first, even though he had a fantastic physique, and he competed in Mr. America. He won it, and actually banned him from competing in the next year because his physique and his feats of strength were so good. And so the two were intertwined, and it's really the Weider years, the Weider brothers in the 50s and the 60s where this fracturing started occurring. If you know anything about Arnold Schwarzenegger, let's say some people right now, they're like, bruh, I don't care about the early 1900s, fuck it. Anyone watching this video that cares about bodybuilding probably cares about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Did you know that Arnold, when he was 18 or 19, I believe he competed at nationals when it came to powerlifting, and he actually placed pretty well. So there was always this relationship between wanting to do something with your body and then wanting to look good. And so when I say you don't need to be a bodybuilder, or debunking the myth of needing to be a bodybuilder, that it's necessary, I think it's a social taboo right now that if you want to look good and then you also want to get strong, not power building, but if you want to be, competitive when it comes to strength sports, that it's shunned. Oh, you're training biceps? that's stupid, bro. Oh, wait, like that's like, you want to do strongman, but you better not be doing any aesthetic work, because that's just weird, that's a different category. And so when I say a fracturing, all of a sudden people are in these different little identity groups where they self-identify, and thus they exclude any other intermingling between these different categories, and there's no detriment, because I think fundamentally at most people's core, they want a little bit of both. To use that Roy Batty line from Blade Runner,
well, I'm afraid that's a little out of my jurisdiction. I want more life.
He wants more life, father, as he would say. And so the concept that I want to share with you guys is just debunking that myth. I think it goes on both sides. Bodybuilders then, they'll hold some sort of standard, and if you look at the standards of aesthetics throughout time, if you look at the 1920s, 1930s, 40s, 50s, every single decade, the standards have slightly changed. People will think it's immutable, where you can't change what the ideal physique is, but if we look at society in that time period, it changes over time. And so I think these days, people, bodybuilders, those that compete, they have this perception of what you need to look like. So if you're someone that competes in a strength sport and you also want to look good, it's like, well, you don't look good enough like a bodybuilder. It's like, well, maybe I don't want to be your sense of the definition of what we call a bodybuilder. Maybe I just want to look really good, really aesthetic, right? And there's different physiques that individuals gravitate towards. So maybe there's a stigma when it comes towards bodybuilding where you're not aesthetic enough. And then when we talk about powerlifters or weightlifters or strongman competitors, then it's like, oh, wait a second. It's like you're like everyone else then. You're training your arms. Oh, vanity. Forget that. Secretly, they all wish they had great physiques. How do I know this? Look at any of those disciplines I just listed. So let's talk about weightlifters. Who are the big weightlifters everybody talks about? Liu Xiaojun, right? Has a fantastic physique associated with his body. Klokov, why do you think Klokov's so popular? This is no knock against Klokov, but Klokov never won Olympic gold, but his following on Instagram is a lot bigger than anyone else that won Olympic gold medals. Same idea when we talk about powerlifters. Why do you think Larry Wheels is so popular right now, where he has the aesthetics as well as the strength? So I think it's just a basic denial of what most people would like to achieve to say that most people don't want to have some sense of aesthetics as well as performance. So debunking the myth, once again, the more I research about physical culture before essentially corporations, before big business got involved, the Weeder years where it became a magazine, it became a spectacle, and much more money was involved, it was more pure because I think it was more closer to the actual intent of why people live. So debunking the myth that you need to be a bodybuilder if you want to train for aesthetics, or that it's somehow wrong. It's not stated, but I have definitely experienced this. I've heard of this. I see people talking about that. Oh, wait, you want to train arms? Well, that's stupid, bro. It's like, yeah, why don't I want to train arms? It's not going to affect, my squat or my deadlift. And so I think some people get it twisted. I think there are some great examples. I think that's what's cool about Eric Helms, who is someone I highly respect, 3DMJ, where for him, when he was competing, he did a bodybuilding show, and he also competed in powerlifting a handful of times. And I think that's closer to the true definition, if you are a natural and you want to do these things, of what physical culture is about. So anyways, I got to get out of here. I've been thinking, I've been flexing, I've been getting rock hard in a funky place. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, if you agree with this video, if you thought to yourself, damn, this guy's right, make sure to like the damn video, and I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next one. Physique. Thank you.
F-I-Z-E-E-K.
Yeah.
All right, great.
It just shows how ESL could really help people, I think.
It helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Zeus, and I'd like to thank my ESL classes for making me so educated.
Your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.